sei einfach. Man redet einfach, bis sich irgendwas gereimt hat. Klingt einfach und das funktioniert. Hey Sticky, ich will auch mal probieren. Leute sagen, Rap sei einfach. Man redet einfach, bis sich irgendwas gereimt hat. Klingt einfach, oh, 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 oh. Leute sagen, Rap sei einfach. Man redet einfach, bis sich irgendwas gereimt hat. Klingt einfach, ob das funktioniert. Hey Sticky, ich will auch mal probieren. Leute sagen, Rap sei einfach. Man redet einfach, bis sich irgendwas gereimt hat. Klingt einfach, oh, 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 oh.
Life will never be the same.
We do. We are a monthly meetup of iOS developers, Mac developers, and we're part of the international CocoaHeads Meetup group. And yeah, we talk about anything Apple, Cocoa, Objective-C, and Swift, and anything that's related to those technologies. And I see people cheering in the back of the room. We have sponsors, and we are able to do all these things because of our sponsors. And one of the sponsors is Stream, the other one is NS, Egenic, ABN AMRO, Moneybird, and JetBrains. I think we get licenses from them. So if you want to have a JetBrains license, come talk to me. Ask a good question. So you need to do something for them. We also have swag. Look at CocoaHeadsNL/shop, and you have epic T-shirts and sweaters and hoodies. I don't think you need a hoodie today from a device or from a context. But if you want to be on the safe side, you can just put your credentials on one of these things, and they work on pretty much any hardware out there. But then, of course, you have a little bit less convenience compared to what the passkey implementation of Apple actually brings. So I'm poking the cat here, and that means that is there anybody with a question?
I had one question, but now I have two.
What's the second question?
The second question is, the whole thing is based on public key encryption. So Apple stores the private key in your keychain,
Yeah.
and then the public key is sent to the web. But you can export your private key from the keychain. So can't you not export that with the pair and then import it in your Android thingy?
Well, you're an iOS developer or a Mac developer. You can do that. But would you expect your grandmother to be able to do that?
Yes, of course.
Well, then she's a software developer as well, right? But
Yes,
there
of
is
course.
some, of course, technically
If
it
you're
is.
a Fortran coach, you can do it.
Technically, it's already possible. They're not in your keychain per se because you need something with. There's some matching happening with iCloud keychain syncing that does involve the secure enclave, and you need to do some things on a new device to make sure that your new device is actually enabled for iCloud keychain. So there is some. You can find an article on that on the Apple website that they do some sort of vetting and testing on the background that you are. Yeah, you have to go through quite a substantial process to actually get your iCloud keychain syncing working on a new device. So yeah, it is technically probably possible because the private key is not in the secure enclave, because if it would be in the secure enclave, there's no way to get it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a process that has to be like optimized so that any person owning an iPhone or owning a Mac can actually do it. Because you just want to have a wizard with all kinds of warnings around it and some security still in place that you carry over to your other device. So then you would be in a situation, if you get the password at that point, all your credentials are probably gone. But
Yeah, that's something for WebAuth N2, probably.
yeah, they're actually on the second version of the standard already.
So my first question was,
Yeah.
I see you when you registered and you log in, you first register and then you log in. But it's of course a very bad user experience. Or is it part of the system that you have to register first and then log in again? Or can you just say,
No,
you
it
register now,
is
you
in the
automatically
sample
log in?
code.
Oh, it's all
If
the sample code.
If you do the enrollment, that's pretty much you sharing a public key based on your private key with the service provider. And at that point, of course, you could choose and implement it in such a way that once you did the enrollment, you're already logged in, because you already sort of proven that you are who you are, or at least it is at that point that the server assumes that you are who you are, because they accept your private key and then go, okay, unless you do the attestation, because then you can do all kinds of extra checks on the server end with some information that you got that is a description of the device that the user is actually using to store their private key in. So you could very well implement it in such a way that a company sends out these secure elements, and that you can only register using one of the company's secure elements.
Does the relying party, that is the website, does it get any information about the type of authenticator being used? In other words, can it do remote attestation, or can it block out users that don't use a blessed system?
Yeah, if you do direct attestation, then and also if you do indirect attestation, some metadata about your secure element is sent with the request to the service, and this it actually leads to an additional piece of information in the warning pop-up that most browsers provide. They actually have a line in there: do you want to share information on your security token with the other side? And then there's some explanation there that actually indicates that that's not scary, there's no actual security related information shared, there's some metadata shared about the secure element. But it would mean that if you can actually do this metadata exchange based on the secure element, they implement it in such a way that the data that is shared, you should not be able to connect a user to be a single security token across different services.
Right, but could you, as a website owner, block out people who don't use a certain lockdown operating system, for example?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, of course you can. Well, operating systems, that depends a bit, but you can lock out specific tokens. So you can require that it has to be like a Google Titan key or of a specific version, or you can require that it has to be an Apple passkey. You can choose that.
Yeah, my question is, for instance, I share a family account for Netflix with my family, and now I just share my password. But how would this work with this kind of authentication? Should I go with my phone, or if I don't have a phone, how would I?
It depends a bit on what the implementer, or sorry,